Hi everyone, here is Martin again, and I want to continue with what I've been sharing and cognitive restructuring. And in layman's language, cognitive restructuring is simply renewing your mind. It's simply unlearning what you've learned in the past that has informed your thinking pattern in a wrong way, in a distorted way, in a way that creates these impressions in your mind and in your heart that are self-defeating. For example, if um, it's all you think whenever you think about your future, whenever you think about your tomorrow, it's hopelessness that run across your mind. Then you are you're really the one I'm talking about, because what has happened is that over a long period of time, your mind has picked on impressions, your mind has picked on what you've read, your mind has picked on what you've observed, your mind has picked on what people have told you, and your mind has formulated a negative sense of perception about you, about your life, and about every person who is around you. So in cognitive restructuring, we are simply looking at those formed negative impressions in you, those formed negative beliefs, those formed negative perceptions and attitudes, and then we're looking at their source, and then we are now turning our attention into you now unlearning them, and you actually using the same mind now to create a new life path, okay, a new mental path, a new string of beliefs, philosophies, and perceptions that are positive, that are going to give you a boost, a mental boost, an emotional boost, psychological boost, even in the achievement of what you believe in your life you're capable of achieving, because each one of us has that sense of greatness in us. So it's about how do you go about achieving that sense of greatness, how do you bring it into reality. Now, we've been talking about renewing our minds, or restructuring our minds, and today I want to share another technique, another exercise you can use to restructure your mind, and it's called investigating your thoughts. It's called investigating your thoughts. Now, um, our brains are created to think. Our brains are created to think, and it's about what do you feed your brain, what do you feed your mind on, because whatever you give your mind will conceive, your mind will think about it, your mind will create images. So we struggle in life when our minds create negative images about our career, about our relationships, about our individuals, path to success, about others, about our environment, about your relatives, about your family, about your everything, about the difficulties you go through in life and stuff like that. So um, here we are, and you are supposed now to investigate your thoughts. For example, here is a scenario. Now here is a man who is in college or in a university, and he sits close to a lady, a very good lady, a very good woman, a very beautiful woman. And this guy has had a crush on this girl, on this lady. And this guy, deep down in his heart, he knows that he needs to pursue this lady, he needs to pursue this one, because she has all the basics, all the basic qualities and definitions of the kind of woman he will want to date. Now, but there's something that is stopping him from reaching out to this lady, and you know what? It's anxiety. And this is what this guy creates in his mind, that now let's assume I want to approach this girl. What will happen? I know he goes like, I know he will just look at me, and he look at the shoes I'm wearing. He look at my background. He'll just look at me and feel sorry for me. He'll look at me and tell me I'm not her class, and he'll look straight. He'll look to me straight in the eye and tell me I'm not her standard. He will just look at me and just ignore me and reject me and just walk past me as if I don't exist. Now that's the reality that this guy has created in his mind. And because he has created that reality, it's a negative reality, but it's so much created that such that when just while he was concluding his negative imagery about approaching her, this lady now wakes up and she's walking towards him. And because this guy is consumed with that negativity, that is definitely not going to succeed in talking to this lady, his mouth is shut and is consumed with anxiety and nervousness and tension. And so the lady just passes by and just winks her, positively in a nice way. And there, the lady has gone. And so it's another day that has gone without this guy approaching the lady. Now, now here is how you need to do it. If you are that kind of a person, I want you now to assume it is Martin who is talking to you. It is Martin who is on your shoes now. He's the one who has a crush on a beautiful girl, a beautiful woman, and he's really contemplating about approaching this girl. Okay, and he's full of negativity, he's full of worries. But now he has approached you and he's asking you if it is and he's actually sharing with you his fears. Now, this is how it look like. So your friend is Martin. So you're like, Martin now says, Martin is your friend, and he says, if I ask her out, she'll probably turn me down and laugh at me in front of everyone. That will be humiliating. Now that is me, Martin, who is who has premeditated what the lady is likely to say, and I've actually believed it in my mind, and it has become a reality. But now, here you are, and let's say your name is Peter. Now, Peter, this is how you respond to me. Well, you don't know if she'd turn you down, but what I do know is that you really don't stand a chance with her if you never try. And do you really think she will laugh at you? I don't think that happens very often. She'd probably politely make up some excuse, and it wouldn't be great. But certainly it wouldn't be humiliating. Now, do you see? So you see now, this was Peter who was just a minute ago was consumed by fear and intimidation and created a reality that this lady is not going to accept her. She's going to reject her, and definitely is going to be disappointed. But look at the way Peter has immediately transformed, because now Martin has come in with the same situation, but now Peter is the one now advising Martin. You see, so after you do that as Peter, you'll realize that what you really thought about it happening, what you are telling yourself about the fact about your chances of succeeding in reaching out to this lady was not actually true. It was not based on the truth. It was not based on facts. It was based on false beliefs. It was based on false and connotations and impressions that it is you who has created those impressions because of how you have structured your mind. So that is what investigating thoughts can do. So you try to assume, you bring your friend and put them in the shoes you're in, and then try to be like